वेरी गुड मॉर्निंग टू ऑल ऑफ यू। आज हम लोग पढ़ेंगे द पब्लिक एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन वर्सेस द प्राइवेट एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन। सो बिफोर टू मूव अहेड इन द क्लास, हम लोग एक बार देख लेते हैं कि क्या क्या हम लोगों ने पढ़ा है अभी तक। टिल दिस पॉइंट वी ट्राई टू अनफोल्ड various aspect with respect to public administration in the meaning as well as in this two part. Right? What is public administration? A general term. It is the systematic efforts undertaken by a group of people for the attainment of a goal and for the attainment of a common goal. Right? Organizations के point of view से आप देखें that here a number of entities are there like the social, cultural, political, and every entity works for a certain purpose. So and so, the state is also an entity, bigger entity. So state functions through external arm, जिसको क्या बोलते हैं हम लोग एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन। गेटिंग माय पॉइंट? सो एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन के डिफरेंट व्यू पॉइंट्स हम लोगों ने देखा एंड वी हैव गॉन थ्रू लेट्स से द नैरो व्यू, ब्रॉडर व्यू, लाइक पोस्ट कॉर व्यू, देन सब्जेक्ट मैटर व्यू। सिमिलरली दैट अनदर ग्रुप ऑफ थिंकर्स एंड सम इंडिविजुअलिस्टिक थिंकर्स, उन्होंने क्या बोला? इट इज द स्टडी अबाउट the organizational structure, organizational process, organizational behavior, means what is the organization plus what should be the organizations. The public administration also includes the study about the personal administration, means the policy of recruitment, promotions, performance appraisal systems, then that is called posting, etc. and all. It also study about financial administration. It is to study about what that at what level administration to be there, at the local level, at the national level, at the international level, at the it is the study about the not only national institution but also which are of more than national, that is called supranational levels are there, right? It is the study about what? The dynamic elements of all these things. It is something called authoritative allocations of the values, means the providing the goods and services to the people for the well-being of the people. But neoliberal schools say that study about all those things which are financed out of the taxpayers' money. Getting my point? So here different viewpoints will going to unfold your idea and basic premise with respect to public administration. Getting my point? So public administration is what? That carry the two important things, that is called element of dynamism and element of variability. External arm of the state, but the government in actions captures everything. Getting my point? So captures everything. So thereby element of dynamism. Why? Because it is dependent on the nature of polity. It depends on the nature of economy. It depends on style of leadership. It also depends on the culture, civilization, every external factors, that is called ecological factors. Getting my point? So it not only depends on the political environment within the organizations, but also it depends on the external factors. So public administration is a dynamic concept. It was dynamic. It will remain dynamic in the future. Getting my point? But we have to understand the public administration and the other different aspects of public administration after meaning and scope. So हम लोग एक नेचर ऑफ पब्लिक एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन में दो इंपॉर्टेंट एरिया की बात करेंगे. दैट फर्स्ट इट इज द public administration as a science, arts, right? And second, the public administration as the political science versus management science versus social science, and then the public administration as what? Public administration versus private administration topic. Because topic is given, that is public administration and private administration. So अब आप थोड़ा सा उसको समझ सकते हैं. And after that we will take up possibly the scientific management or evolution part, because at that point then you will be able to understand various technicalities with respect to the science of administration. ठीक है, समझ पा रहे हो? तो हम लोग अब कुछ बात करते हैं इसका पब्लिक एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन और प्राइवेट एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन का. ठीक है, सो बिगिनिंग विद द सेम पैराडिग्म दैट जब भी हम लोग पब्लिक एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन की बात करते हैं, so public administration is what? According to Wittwaldo, which has given the publicness character, it is means public means the state or it is the government. So public administration को शॉर्ट में क्या बोलते हैं? It is called government in actions or external arm of the state. ठीक है? And आइडेंटिटी क्राइसिस में हम लोगों ने क्या देखा, हाउ इट इज डिफरेंट फ्रॉम द पॉलिटिकल साइंस, बिकॉज पॉलिटिकल साइंस फोकस्ड ऑन द, लेट्स से दिस इज योर स्टेट, so there is philosophical part of the state and there is something called external part of the state. So political science here it focus on philosophical part of the state and the public administration it focus on external part of the state. Getting my point? So in this comparison, the public administration is more practical, more technical, and political science is more philosophical. Getting my point? More theoretical. So public administration focused on external arm. Similarly, when we compare with management science, तो हम लोगों ने क्या देखा था कि management science focused on what? Efficiency, effectiveness. It do not focus on equity, but public administration focus on equity, justice. That is why here the public administration becomes more philosophical, more purposeful, and management science that is called efficiency based, that is profit making based organizations. So here some distinction is there. Okay, the private administration and public administration में क्या difference था कि that the management science focus on efficiency, management science is focus on effectiveness, but public administration it focus on equity, it focus on justice, it focus on equality. Getting my point? So thereby let's try to understand public administration or private administration. So traditionally क्या बिलीव किया जाता था कि जो प्राइवेट एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन है दैट मींस मार्केट. गेटिंग माय पॉइंट? और पब्लिक एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन इज समथिंग कॉल्ड स्टेट, गवर्नमेंट. सो गवर्नमेंट की जब भी बात करते हैं, स्टेट की बात जब करते हैं, सो व्हाट इज द पर्पस फॉर द सिटीजंस. बट हम लोग मार्केट की बात करेंगे तो व्हाट इज द ऑब्जेक्टिव ऑफ द मार्केट प्रिंसिपल? द प्रॉफिट मेकिंग, मैक्सिमाइजेशन ऑफ प्रॉफिट. गेटिंग माय पॉइंट? सो दिस इज द टेक्निकल and the traditional difference, that the private administration which focused on the market arena and objective is the maximization of profit, objective is the and it works on the principle of what? Demand and supply chains. Okay, but public administration here it works for the welfare of the citizens. State is called highest manifestations. हम लोग अभी समझते हैं. So कुछ sequentially school of thoughts लेते हैं so that we have a ample number of content while writing the answers. Reading my point? So first of all, begin with the traditional argument with respect to the difference. हम लोग दोनों ही aspect को देखेंगे. The similarity between public and private administration as well as dissimilarity between public and private administration. So first of all, you begin with the similarity of public and private administration. ठीक है, इस एरिया में आपको कम पॉइंट्स मिलेंगे. व्हाट इज द सिमिलरिटी बिटवीन पब्लिक एंड प्राइवेट एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन? सो दो तीन पॉइंट्स आप लिखते चले. द फर्स्ट पॉइंट इज अंडर द सिमिलरिटी. ओके, वी आर स्टडीइंग दैट सिमिलरिटी बिटवीन द पब्लिक एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन एंड प्राइवेट एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन. व्हाट इज द सिमिलरिटी? द फर्स्ट इज कि द एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन इज एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन, नथिंग पब्लिक अबाउट इट. राइट दिस वन, राइट? एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन इज एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन, नथिंग पब्लिक अबाउट इट. जब साइंस ऑफ मैनेजमेंट का डेवलपमेंट हो रहा था, मींस व्हेन वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट द W. Taylor, Fayol, Kulik-Nurvik and Max Weber, all these they are called the classical thinkers. So जब classical thinkers के टाइम में it was a shift, okay, because organizations are becoming malfunctioning. जो organizations well functioning था क्योंकि based on rule of thumb, but now they are inefficient based organizations. So what was that time? किसको? This rule of thumb should be replaced with science of management. So there were बहुत सारे thinkers आए and they had developed the principles of management so that organization efficiency can be restored and organizational success can be accrued. Getting my point? So उस समय जो scientific principles develop किए जा रहे थे, तो उस scientific principles को कुछ लोग private organizations के terms में देख रहे थे, कुछ लोग जिनका प्राइवेट और पब्लिक दोनों ही एरिया में एक्सपर्टीज था, उन लोगों ने कुछ बोला कि एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन इज अ मैकेनिज्म. एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन एक कॉमन प्रिंसिपल्स है, ये एक कॉमन स्ट्रैटेजी है जो किसी भी ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस को सक्सेसफुल बनाने के लिए यूज किया जाता है. इसके लिए कोई प्राइवेट एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन या पब्लिक एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन है ऐसा कोई डिस्टिंक्शन नहीं. ऐसा कुछ नहीं है कि देयर इज समथिंग कॉल्ड मैनेजमेंट एंड देयर इज समथिंग कॉल्ड एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन. राइट? ये सिर्फ कॉन्टेक्स्ट है. जब हम लोग मार्केट फील्ड या किसी प्राइवेट सेक्टर में अप्लाई करते हैं तो इसको मैनेजमेंट बोलते हैं, और इसको किसी गवर्नमेंट सेक्टर में अप्लाई करेंगे तो इसको हम लोग एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन बोला जाता है. Getting my point? लेट्स ट्राई टू अनफोल्ड. सो पहला स्टेटमेंट क्या है कि एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन इज एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन, नथिंग पब्लिक अबाउट इट. कि जब भी हम लोग एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन की बात करते हैं तो हमारे दिमाग में सडनली पब्लिक कैरेक्टर आ जाता है. लाइक वी टॉक अबाउट ब्यूरोक्रेसी, पब्लिक एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन में पब्लिक ब्यूरोक्रेसी. हम लोग के दिमाग में तुरंत नहीं आता है कि इट इज समथिंग अबाउट द प्राइवेट ब्यूरोक्रेसी, इट इज समथिंग अबाउट द प्राइवेट ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस. Getting my point? So this is a traditional notion. So here under the similarity इसलिए लिखना है आपको कि the administration is administration, nothing public about it. कि मतलब administration एक generic concept. What is administration? A systematic effort undertaken by a group of people for the attainment of a goal, for the attainment of a common goal. Right? So that is called administration. So group of people should be there in private sector as well as in the public sector. Getting my point? Private sector as well as public sector. So कोई water tight compartment है नहीं. So it is a instrument, it is a mechanism, it is a strategy. So thereby no distinction between private administration or public administration. So it is a generic statement. Administration is administration, nothing public about it. Right? ये किसी भी context में हम लोग apply कर सकते हैं and it will bring success. So पहला, this is the similar. Second point is that in the today's time, or you can call it in contemporary time, after 1990, means after the era of that is called sixth paradigm of Nicholas Henry, in the governance period, means after 1990 onwards. What was that? What was the objective? Objective was that because more and more market principles are there, okay, and coming back in 1950s, 60s, जब new right philosophy आया, okay, so after the new right philosophy, वेलफेयर स्टेट से मार्केटाइज स्टेट की ओर फोकस शिफ्ट होते शुरू हो गया. एंड दिस गिव्स राइज टू ए टाइप ऑफ और ए स्टाइल ऑफ मैनेजमेंट दैट इज कॉल्ड न्यू पब्लिक मैनेजमेंट. हम लोग इवोल्यूशन में भी और डिटेल में पढ़ेंगे. तो इन शॉर्ट कैसे आप याद रखें कि आफ्टर 1950s और 60s ऑब्जेक्टिव अप्रोच क्या था? वेलफेयर स्टेट. बट आफ्टर द 60s वेलफेयर स्टेट के ऊपर में क्वेश्चन आते चला गया. दैट इज द प्रॉब्लम कॉल्ड लेजिटिमेसी ऑफ द स्टेट. So thereby calling for rolling back of the state, new right philosophy दिया गया and then shifted towards market principles. Getting my point? Market principle means more and more area should be given to the market players. So today's time, that is called market space, is also capable. Thereby they are taking number of activities, okay, number of activities as well as very successfully they are undertaking the activities. So second point you write that in the today's or contemporary time, that number of activities which are traditionally associated with the public sector, and generally it is called welfare activities, and the private sector is generally associated with the profit making activities. But this notion has been vanished out because the private sectors are also taking lot of welfare activity and public sector is taking lot of exploitative activity. For example, corporate social responsibility. Okay, it is taken by corporate sector, and it is for what? That is for social benefit of the society. Getting my point? So it is a welfare activity. Okay, the private sector is taking place. So thereby it is an example of what? That is public nature and welfare nature. Similarly, that third you can write that the third point in the new liberal approach, or in after 1990 onward, the focus shifted was on what? The good governance approach or new public management. So in NPM and good governance era, what was the focus? Focus was on effective service delivery. Getting my point? So in the effective service delivery or good governance in simple, कैसे बता सकते हो? It is a multi-stakeholder networking approach. It means it focused on community participation, it focused on stakeholder participation, it focused on the we approach, association approach. So thereby a vibrant civil society, a vibrant non-governmental organization, a vibrant non-profit organizations, a vibrant state actors as well as non-state actors, all works together for what? For the benefit of the society, for the governance of its people to the citizens. So thereby इस टाइम में go to the last one, that is called new liberal approach given for meaning that any institution which is working for them or which is worked under the taxpayers' money. So thereby, third point you write that in the after liberalizations or in the governance period, in the governance era, which focused on multi-stakeholder networking approach, here the distinction between the private and public sectors is getting meaningless, right? Number of areas become inclusive and number of sectors become cooperative. The principles which makes the one system successful, the same principle also makes the public sector also successful. Because public administration में एक चीज आप याद रखें कि most of the principles are developed in the context of private sector. ठीक है, उन principles को फिर borrow करके और public sector में apply किया जाता है. Getting my point? So this is the similarity between the public administration and private administration. First point is that the administration is administration, nothing public about it. Second point is that the traditionally it is believed that welfare activities are associated with the public and the profit making activities are associated with the private, but these notions getting you can call vanishing after the new liberal era or after the era of liberalization or the era of globalization. Third point you can write that after the 1990 onward, the focus shifted toward the governance period, governance approach, and here convergence is the most important thing. Thereby, activities are taken successfully by the private as well as number of activities were taken successfully by the public sectors. Getting my point? Now, अब हम लोग कुछ differences देखते हैं and that you should have a number of points. Then what are the area of difference between the public sector as well as the private sectors? Okay. So friends, now let's see the distinction between the public administration and the private administration. Okay. Some of the scholars, they believe that although in this new liberal time, that in the contemporary time, there is a more and more convergence between public administration and private administration, but still there are certain areas which are sovereign and there are certain distinct for the public administration and there are certain areas which are that specific to the private administration. Okay? So the scholars like the Robert Dahl and Landblums, they are more advocated with these distinctive areas. लेकिन इस distinction को पढ़ने के पहले that we will take up the traditional view. Traditional point of view में what was that? The viewpoint is that the public administration is distinct from private administration. Simple. So public administration कुछ अलग होता है और private administration कुछ अलग होता है. And how they are different? कुछ reasons दिए. First of all, let's say the point of accountability. In public administration में क्या होता है कि the members of the bureaucracy or the members of the civil servants, they are accountable for their omissions and commissions. उनको answers देने पड़ते हैं to the legislators. They should be answerable to their ministers, to their political masters. They should be guided by the constitutional values and ethos. Getting my point? So thereby, the greater checks and you can call it control over the members of the public bureaucracy. But on the other hand, the same principle is not equally applicable to the private area or private arena. There is less accountability to them. Ultimate objective is what? The profit making, the maximization of the profit. Okay, so thereby with respect to the control, with respect to the accountability, the public administration is different from the private administration. Now, second point they talk about the extent of activities. Okay, so government is a bigger entity. So thereby, extent of activity for the government or for public administration is much higher, with compared to the extent of activities taken by the private sectors. Third, you can write the monopoly. It is possible that government monopolizes the certain areas, certain sectors, but same thing is not applicable in case of private administration or private area. Getting my point? Then fourth point, you write with respect to the objectives of this the two ED5s. Public administration focus on the efficiency, effectiveness, equity, which means welfare of the people is the more important. But on the other hand, the private administration focus on profit maximizations, efficiency, effectiveness. Equity is not here. Okay? Then So these are the traditional viewpoint. First, it is with respect to accountability, that there is a more accountable, the public administration is more accountable to their masters, but private administration there is a lack of accountability and control. Second, that with respect to objectives, that public administration is more welfare oriented, more equity oriented, private administration is more efficiency oriented, more profit maximization oriented. Public administration can monopolize the area, the same is not applicable to private administration, but public administration there is more scrutiny as well. It means the public administration, they are guided by the constitutional values, conduct rules. Getting my point? They have to submit their audit reports. They have to submit their appraisal reports to the government of India. So thereby, the public administration, there is more and more scrutiny. But same scrutiny, same extent of scrutiny, degree of scrutiny is not available with respect to the private arena or private administration. Okay, a traditional viewpoint. Okay, there is something called the watertight division between public administration and the private administration. But these scholars like Landblums as well as the Robert Dahl, they say, okay, that after in the evolution we will take up, or in the meaning, possibly I have given a rough idea that how the discipline has evolved from 1950 to the 1990 onwards. Okay, and recall the Nicholas Henry paradigm. The Nicholas Henry ने क्या बोला था कि after 1990 the shift changes from government to the governance. Okay, new public management is the new style of the management. So governance approach focused on networking approach. It focused on community participation approach. It focused on more and more what that is called informalism. Getting my point? So thereby we will take up all those aspects. But the scholars like the Robert Dahl and the Landblum, they say that in the new liberal time there is a more and more convergence between public and private administration, but distinct, there are certain sovereign areas which are still distinct, and we can thereby divide and we can distinguish between private administration and public administration. क्या बोला कि कुछ स्टील एरियाज हैं, कुछ ऐसे एरियाज हैं जहां पर अभी भी दोनों में क्वाइट डिस्टिंक्शन है. तो उन्होंने क्या क्या बोला? So you can write with these 4-5 points so that you can elaborate on those. First point is the problem of public goods and the free riders. Let us explain it. Public good क्या होता है? Okay, in economic classes or in economics you must have read. What do you mean by public good? So public good is something which is available for all. Okay, it means every citizen has to pay for that good. And कोई भी एक citizen उस पब्लिक गुड का यूज करता है तो वो गुड किसी दूसरे सिटीजन के लिए घट नहीं जाता है. फॉर एग्जांपल, लेट्स से पब्लिक पार्क्स, लेट्स से स्ट्रीट लाइट्स, लेट्स से फॉर रोड. दीज आर एग्जांपल्स ऑफ पब्लिक गुड्स. गेटिंग माय पॉइंट? सो हियर द पब्लिक गुड्स मींस इट इज फॉर ऑल. इट मींस यदि पे की बात करेंगे सो ऑल सिटीजंस विल पे फॉर ऑल इन टर्म्स ऑफ लेट्स से टैक्सेशंस, इन टर्म्स ऑफ लेट्स से टोल एंड सरचार्जेस एटसेट्रा एंड ऑल. But in case of private administration or in particularly the market area किस प्रिंसिपल पे काम करता है? That is the principles of demand and supply equilibrium, जहां पर हर आदमी को क्या करना होता है? Have to take the voluntary decisions, and every customer is a user. So thereby to access the service you have to pay the use. Pay the every user has to pay. इसलिए user pay का concept. So private administration में every customer has to pay the user fee, but in case of public administration there is something called public goods, and for public goods there is something called that every citizen has to pay for that good. But here in private administration individual has to pay for individual services. Getting my point? So public good is for all, but there is nothing something called private good, and that is something for all. ठीक है? फॉर प्राइवेट गुड यू हैव टू पे फी, इसका मतलब यूजर फी देना पड़ता है. गेटिंग माय पॉइंट? साथ ही साथ एक पॉइंट है दैट इज कॉल्ड पॉइंट ऑफ फ्री राइडर्स. व्हाट इज दिस कांसेप्ट ऑफ फ्री राइडर्स? द फ्री राइडर्स का मतलब सबको इसको यूज करना चाहता है. इसका मतलब कि मिसयूज भी होता है, एक्सप्लॉयटेशन भी होता है उसका. देयरबाय व्हाट इज दैट? हियर वन हैव टू एक्सरसाइज सम कोर्सिव फोर्स. ठीक है? एंड हु विल एक्सरसाइज दैट फोर्स? कौन उसके ऊपर में पनिशमेंट देने का लेजिटिमेट पावर है? इट इज स्टेट. इट इज नॉट द प्राइवेट सेक्टर हु हैव द अथॉरिटी टू एक्सरसाइज द कोर्सिव इंस्ट्रूमेंट टू पनिश in case of excess of use. सो इसी को फ्री राइडर्स में उन्होंने बोला कि देयर इज द प्रॉब्लम ऑफ फ्री राइडर्स विद द केस ऑफ द पब्लिक गुड्स एंड दैट लेजिटिमेट पावर एक्सरसाइज द कोर्सिव इंस्ट्रूमेंट लाइक विद द स्टेट. So thereby the two important area that is called public goods, and for public good everyone is equally entitled and as well as every citizen has to pay for it. There is called something called equality of payment. But in case of the private administration, private area, there is something called the what user has to pay. Here individual capacity matters and here have to pay on the voluntary basis. Because private administration में यूज करना है तो आपको पैसे पे करने पड़ते हैं. बट पब्लिक गुड्स के साथ ये प्रॉब्लम है कि प्रॉब्लम ऑफ फ्री राइडर्स, सब उसको मिसयूज करने की भी कोशिश करते हैं, ओवर एक्सप्लॉइट करने की भी कोशिश करते हैं. फॉर दैट से द गवर्नमेंट शुड बी देयर टू एक्सरसाइज द कोर्सिव आर्म टू कंट्रोल दैट. सो देयरबाय ये लेजिटिमेट पावर टू एक्सरसाइज दैट फोर्स लाइक विद द स्टेट ओनली, टू द गवर्नमेंट ओनली, नॉट टू द प्राइवेट सेक्टर्स. तो फर्स्ट पॉइंट आप लिख लोगे, द प्रॉब्लम ऑफ पब्लिक गुड्स. The goods, you first of all define it, means the public good means used by some group of people, do not diminish it for the other class of the people. It is equally available for all. For example, playgrounds, let's say street light and all. But there is a problem of free riders, and thereby they exercise the coercive force lies with the state. And here there is a distinction between the private area and the public area. Getting my point? Now let's take the second point. That is the problem of incompetency, right? So the problem of incompetence. You simply jot it down all the points. So now let's see the problem of incompetence. दोस्तों, hopefully you have studied the origin of the state, evolution of the state. Wilson's vision में भी हम लोग को पढ़ने को मिलेगा. That what is the state? State is called the highest manifestation of the citizens. Okay? There is a thinker called the Thomas Hobbes. Thomas Hobbes say that state is the highest manifestation of Leviathan. A term used called Leviathan. What is this Leviathan? Leviathan basically क्या है कि in the nature of state कि there was an initial time, there जब स्टेट नहीं था, गवर्नमेंट नहीं था, तो पीपल कैसे रहते थे? आइसोलेटेड रहते थे. एंड सो मच ऑफ बिगिंस फ्रॉम हियर दैट एवरी ह्यूमन बीइंग इज यूटिलिटी मैक्सिमाइजर. ओके, मतलब सेल्फ इगोइस्टिक कैरेक्टर टाइप का, सेल्फ सेंट्रिक कैरेक्टर टाइप का. सो द पीपल देयरबाय ए सिचुएशन ऑफ व्हाट? सो देयरबाय सेल्फ सेंट्रिक मींस आई एक्वायर माय प्रॉपर्टी, आई एक्वायर फॉर माय लाइफ. इट मींस दैट एवरीथिंग आई वांट टू ग्रैब फॉर माय सेल्फ. सो इस तरह के चलते एक सिचुएशन क्रिएट हुआ, दैट इज समथिंग कॉल्ड दैट इज कॉल्ड कॉन्फ्लिक्ट ऑफ ऑल अगेंस्ट ऑल. सब कोई अपने लिए बस करना चाह रहा है. सो रिसोर्सेज को एक ओवर एक्सप्लॉइटेशन होगा, उसके लिए अननेसेसरी अनहेल्दी कंपटीशन होगा, एक कॉन्फ्लिक्ट का सिचुएशन होगा, एंड देयरबाय द सिचुएशन समथिंग कॉल्ड कॉन्फ्लिक्ट ऑफ ऑल अगेंस्ट ऑल. गेटिंग माय पॉइंट? सो देयरबाय इसको रेगुलेट करने के लिए क्या चाहिए? हमको एक सुप्रीम अथॉरिटी चाहिए. और वो सुपर अथॉरिटी तभी पॉसिबल है जब एवरी पीपल विल दैट सबमिट टू दैट अथॉरिटी. जब भी कोई अथॉरिटी, लेट्स से यू गिव रिस्पेक्ट टू समबडी. हाउ यू गिव रिस्पेक्ट? कि जब तुम्हारे पास अथॉरिटी को आप सबमिट करते हो, प्लस अथॉरिटी आल्सो एक्सरसाइज सम फोर्सेस. गेटिंग माय पॉइंट? सो व्हाट बाय दैट कि इन द नेचर ऑफ द स्टेट देयर वाज समथिंग कॉल्ड conflict of all against all. So in this conflict of all against all, that the people comes and give rise to an authority, that is something called Leviathan. So it means that Leviathan is a collective authority. That authority exercises the power to punish as well. All the people will submit to that authority. तभी authority का meaning है ना, supreme institution. Let's say government. How we define the government? What is that? Government is the collective thing. The people elects their representative. So same thing is called Leviathan. So in the nature of the states, when the people come together and they submit to an authority, give power to authority to also regulate them, to control them, that is called Leviathan. And highest manifestations of Leviathan क्या है? State. So what is a state? A state is basically a symbiotic relationship between the people and the collective entity, that is something called state. So thereby, this symbiotic relationship के through ये system governed होता है. Okay, so what I am trying to explain you that is called problem of incompetency कि every human being, an individual in terms of its capacity वो कभी भी fully complete नहीं होता है. There will be area of incompetency, but यदि किसी person में area of incompetency है, ignorance है, तो उसको taken care करने का right, legitimate power किसके पास है? State का power है. इनमें that big world of view क्या था कि what is public administration? All the activities undertaken by the government, what for to serve the people, to take care of the people, to that is called for the benefit of the people. So it is the government, it is the state जो कि care करेगा. That is public administration. So thereby that here the state is responsible to eliminate the any incompetency with the people. लोगों के पास कोई इनकॉम्पिटेंसी है तो उसके लिए कौन लेजिटिमेट अकाउंटेबल है? स्टेट, द गवर्नमेंट. ठीक है. सो यदि ये पब्लिक एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन है तो इंडिविजुअल इनकॉम्पिटेंसी को भी केयर करेगा. लेट्स से एजुकेशन इज रिक्वायर्ड, सो एजुकेशन इज प्रोवाइडेड टू इंक्रीज योर कैपेसिटी. हेल्थ इज नॉट इन ए गुड कंडीशन, सो हेल्थ इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर आर बिल्ड अप टू इंक्रीज द कैपेसिटी. सो इंडिविजुअल इनकॉम्पिटेंसी सी को बोलते हैं कि द इंडिविजुअल in a society possibly did not be perfect in every area, economically, socially, culturally, educationally. So it is the state which is legitimately accountable to bring empowerment to that. ठीक है, समझ में आया? So public administration is that area which is accountable to increase the capacity or to eliminate the individual incapacity. But on the private sector, look at that. Private sector objective is what? Profit maximization. Profit making. Here तुम मार्केट में कुछ काम करना चाहते हो, you have to be capable and you have to be voluntary as well. Because for every action you have to pay, you have to compete, you have to be efficient, you have to be performer. Here that area, that public administration will not going to ask you whether you are capable or not. If you are performer, okay, because your revenue depends on your performance. So thereby that area will not going to take care about your incompetent area, your incompetency. But private administration brings education. Private administration works for your road. Private administration works for your hospital. Private administration works for that every other activity, and also at a cost at what? That is minimum cost of production. Thereby public administration तुम्हारी कैपेसिटी को केयर करने का लेजिटिमेट पावर रखता है. प्राइवेट एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन तुमको कैपेबल होगा, वॉलंटरी होना पड़ेगा, अदरवाइज यू डू नॉट हैव एनी प्लेस. Getting my point? So this is the second point, that is problem of incompetency. So public administration take care about individual incompetency. Private administration will not take care about the individual incompetency. Rather, you have to be voluntary to increase your capacity. ठीक है? Now let's take third point. You see the problem of spillover or externalities. ठीक है? The problem of spillover or externalities. What is externalities? Externalities का मतलब consequences, okay, to the ecology, to the environment. So किसी भी चीज का क्या हो सकता है? पॉजिटिव एक्सटर्नलिटी हो सकता है या नेगेटिव एक्सटर्नलिटी हो सकता है. Getting my point? So why sometimes it is called why public administration is required, why government is required, why bureaucracy is required. Can you imagine कि यदि गवर्नमेंट ही नहीं हो, गवर्नमेंट यदि इनकेपेबल हो जाए या गवर्नमेंट यदि अच्छा ना हो, तो क्या आपके रिसोर्सेज कंजर्व होंगे? क्या आपके रिवर्स पोल्यूटेड होने से बच सकती है? या फिर क्या आपका अच्छी सोसाइटी बन सकती है? या क्या कुछ भी अच्छा हो सकता है? गवर्नमेंट इज इनएविटेबल एंटिटी. ठीक है, जब आप धीरे धीरे पढ़ेंगे तो आप समझेंगे. गवर्नमेंट इज इनएविटेबल. Let's say we are talking about more and more marketized principle, more and more space will be given to the market. But do you know what is the ultimate objective of the market area? That ultimate objective is profit maximization. That is something called profit making. It is not accountable ultimately to the people. Rather, it's a profit maximization. So, if the government is not there, who is going to control them? So, even more and more privatization, बहुत सारे डिसइन्वेस्टमेंट, बहुत सारे स्ट्रैटेजिक डिसइन्वेस्टमेंट होती भी चले. लेट्स से रेलवे हैज बीन डन, मोर एंड मोर ट्रिपल पी, दैट इज प्राइवेट पब्लिक पार्टनरशिप मॉडल इज अडॉप्टेड, बट स्टिल गवर्नमेंट शुड बी देयर. Government is inevitable, otherwise who is going to check them, otherwise who is going to control them, then otherwise who is going to ensure the accountability, otherwise who is going to ensure the what ultimate objectivity of the private administration, private area. So government is should be there. So इस पॉइंट में आपको क्या ध्यान रखना है कि एक्सटर्नल abilities में that one hand the society or any country needs development, on the other hand resource is limited. So thereby there must be a balance between the resource exploitation plus the conservations. So thereby public administration try to build up a balance between the resource exploitations plus that ecological balance. But if we take about the private administration, it only focused on what? That is the exploitation to make it more the profit making or make it more profit maximization. Getting my point? Point समझ में आया? That private administration in this way is distinct. It is inevitable because if the public bureaucracy or if the public government or let's say state is not good, then that would be what? Then the very existence of the things would be challenging, right? The private sector going to exploit in such a way that it ultimately led into what? That is called ecological imbalance. So for the ecological balance, the necessity for the ecological balance, it is a necessity of public administration. So here the public administration different from the private administration. So 3 points समझ में आया? Okay, you write. You can write and make a self note that first problem, first of all from point of view of the traditional point of view, second point the public goods wala concept and concept of the free rider, legitimate power lies with the state. Then there is something called certain area which can monopolized by the state but cannot be monopolized by the private sector, because for private sector ultimate thing is the profit maximization. This is the guiding principle. But in case of let's say third point what I dictated, that government is inevitable means a problem of externalities. Okay? If it is negative thing is there, government should be there. If it is positive thing there, government should be there. Because without the government, that resource exploitation would be as such, it may lead into that the ecological imbalance. Right? इसी में एक और thinker है, better to say philosopher, that is called Moore's concept of public values. Moore बोलते हैं कि किस तरह से distinct है. Moore say that in this contemporary time or in the new liberal time, what is the definition? Definition goes like the authoritative allocations of the public values. तो मोर्स ने बोला पब्लिक वैल्यू का मतलब होता है गुड्स एंड सर्विसेज. ठीक है? व्हाट इज पब्लिक वैल्यू? गुड्स एंड सर्विसेज. सो देयरबाय हम लोग this time more and more focus on consumerism. It means effective allocations of the goods and services to the people. So thereby shift from the government to the governance side. Okay, that state actors, non-state actors, the interest group, the pressure groups, that all becomes very active, and they, in order to maximize their interest, they are putting pressure over the government. So thereby the government, let's say Ola, Uber, all these are what? They are providing the goods and services to the people. Efficient delivery of the services. So new public service approach, क्योंकि मिनो ग्रुप कॉन्फ्रेंस 2 में one of the objective था, that it was better emphasized. तो ये Moore's what he was trying to say that in today's time that effective allocations of the goods and services side, right? But private administration or private area provides the goods and services at a cost higher than the cost of production, and the public area or public administration provides the goods and services at a cost either equal to the cost of production or at a lower price than that of the cost of production, like subsidy. Let's say under the Ujjwala scheme that cylinders are provided at subsidized price. What is that? That goods and services are provided at lower cost. Okay, let's say Kisan credit card schemes, various welfare the schemes and programs been taken by the government of India. Let's say mid-day meal schemes to increase the level of nutrition and also to increase the level of enrollment, like Samagra Shiksha Abhiyan. Okay, that state provides the goods and services. Let's say under the Sarv Shiksha Abhiyan, okay, let state also provide what? That the various types of schemes. Okay, so they provide the goods and services at a cost either equal to the cost of production or at a lower cost of production. ठीक है? So WTO में जब इसी की बात आती है ना कि let's say they are actually talking about, they are very Western country are very sensitive with respect to what that's called subsidy. Okay, the developing countries are actually doing they are actually following that unequal platform on this area. Okay, we will unfold all these areas. So what is the point I'm trying to say? That public administration is distinct, different in terms of public values, because certain areas which are the public administration provide the goods and services at a cost equal to or at the lower price than the cost of production, but the private administration provide the cost of the goods and services at a cost either equal to the cost of production. Okay, because profit making is ultimate objective. So ये 3-4 पॉइंट्स आप ध्यान रखेंगे. One aspect that is called similarity aspect, then another aspect that is called dissimilarity aspect. So ये आप possibly you got the theme. Now what the concluding line? The concluding line you can say that the public administration and private administration in the governance era or in the new liberalized period, that there is marked with the convergence. The convergence in terms of providing the goods and services, but still there are certain areas that which are sovereign, and you can call it distinguished for the private public sector or public administration. Like let's say administration of justice, you cannot privatize it. For example, let's say defense, you cannot completely privatize it. For example, external security. For example, let's say the taxations, that you cannot privatize it. Let's say, so there are sovereign functions like the administration of justice, like security or defense, like the taxations. Okay, so these areas are still distinguished. They are distinguished between private and public administration, and possibly they will remain distinct. So here the Robert Dahl और Landblum ने इस तरह से दोनों में एक concrete distinction का framework बताया, right? Hopefully these points will help you to understand the topic that is called public administration and private administration. So in nutshell, and concluding the today's class, that the public administration and private administration, that we are taking the both the aspect that is called similarity and the dissimilarity. In the similarity, there is a generic concept like the principle of administration. The administration is administration, nothing public about it. The generic concept की तरह बताया कि it is a mechanism to make the organization success. So it can apply both in public and private administration. Traditional notion was that कि जो welfare activity होती है, that is only limited with the public area. But nowadays, number of activities which are welfare in nature are taken by the private sector as well, like corporate social activities. Let's say various education, okay, digital education area. That number of private sectors are very active. But a number of activities which are not welfare oriented, but still the government is taking. For example, let's say the taxation, it is not a welfare activity, but government is taking. So thereby, कुछ points यहाँ पर आप रखेंगे. That on the other hand, there is a certain area that where that the government administration is distinct from the private administration. Okay? What are the points? That like individual incompetency, the Vienna wala concept. Then the problem of the free riders and legitimate power lies with the state. Then there is a problem of the what is called public goods. Okay, that here that everyone have to be paid, but in case of private area, that is called market area, that based on principles of demand and the supply, and here based on everyone has to pay, means user pay is mandatory. ठीक है, इसी का concept जब हम लोग फ्रेडरिक्स पढ़ोगे, that the pragmatic Sala model, that Fredericks has given that economic system that is called बाजार केंद्रित system. ठीक है, हम लोग वहाँ भी इसको देखेंगे कि how in the context of the developing countries the economic system works and how you cannot apply everywhere the waiver. ठीक है, वहाँ पर imbalance politic की भी उन्होंने बात करी थी. So all these we will going to take up in the comparative administration before developmental administration. ठीक है. Now after that, what we have seen the Moore's concept of public values. Public values means the goods and services. So in the that in the globalized era, the new public service in this time, that goods and services are provided by both public sectors and the private sectors, but still there are certain areas like administration of justice, like the taxations, like the defense and security, they are that taken by the government administration or the public administration, and here the distinction lies. Okay, so hopefully this will help you, and you make a note. Okay, after the class you again go through the video, you make a note, and then will complete your the entire purpose. Okay, so that I'm concluding here. So take care, goodbye, have a nice day, bye bye.